Hello everyone, today we are going to learn a new topic, Roman numerals. Just like we have common numbers 1 to 3, there are also type of numbers which are represented in an alphabetic way, and they are called Roman numerals. Every alphabet is not used, but there are few specific alphabets which are used. Now, these are the common Roman numerals, means these are the Roman numerals. If you remember these, you can know how to form other Roman numerals. Only mostly you can say that these letters are only used for forming Roman numerals. Now let's see. I represents 1, V represents 5, X represents 10, L represents 50, C represents 100, D represents 500, and M represents 1000. Now let us see. You have to remember this because these are very important to form Roman numerals. Except these, only remembering these is not enough. You should also know the rules of Roman numerals, like what should be done if it's like this and what should not be done. Now, let us look into that. Rule 1. The Roman digits I, X, and C are repeated up to 3 times in a continuous manner. This means that the Roman digits I, X, and C can be repeated until 3 times. Means like I. More than 3 times they cannot be repeated. Now let me take some example. I I means 1. I means 1 and 2 eyes means 2 and 3 eyes gives you 3 and 4 cannot be represented as 4 eyes because only this eye can be like repeated until 3 times and we have used 3 eyes already, so 4 cannot be represented. For 4 we have one more rule which has to be used, which we will learn in the next rules. Now let me take example of x. 1x is equals to 10 and 2x is equals to 20, and if you take triple x, this is equals to 30. And like you should know this also, you should add these two, like I is 1 and one more I, if you add to that 1 I plus I, 1 plus 1 which is equals to 2, then I plus I plus I, 1 plus 1 plus 1 which is equals to 3. Same over here. Now let us see for C. 1C is equals to 100 and 2 2C's is equals to 200 and triple C is equals to 300. Same way here also we added 100 plus 100 plus 100, C plus C plus C, 300. Now let us see the second rule. When a digit of a lower value is written to the right or after a digit of a higher value, the values of all the digits are added. Here also we added, but what is difference over here? Let us see. Now let me take example V. V means 5. Now V plus and I, which is equals to V plus 1, which is equals to 5 plus 1, which is equals to 6. Now here what we did, the value, this is the lower value, means I is smaller than V, 1 is smaller than 5. So we added when a digit of a lower value, this is lower, 1 or I is lower and is written to the right, and this I or 1 is written to the right side in this right side to the greater value we have to add. That's what we did over here. Now let me take one more example. Same, v plus I plus I. V I, which is equals to 5 plus 1 plus 1. Now this is equals to 7. Is equals to 7. It's simple. Just these rules are important. Hope you understood this rule. Now let's look into the third rule. This also is very important to remember. This helps us to form like this and this rule are interconnected, like, because here we cannot use more than 3. For that we use this rule for making 4 and 400 and 40. This all we use this rules. Now let us see making those. When a digit of a lower value is written to the left or before a digit of a higher value, then the values of both the digits should be subtracted. Digit, this is very important to remember. Yeah. Now uh, let me take an example of 4. This is 4. Now how come this becomes a 4? Let's see. When a digit of a lower value, see over here, I is smaller than V. I is smaller than V over here. Here we wrote it reverse, and here we are again writing it reverse only. This is both are opposite to each other. Now value is written to the left or before a digit of a higher value. See, this I or 1 is written to the left side of this V or 5, and this I is smaller. So in this case, then the value of both the digits should be subtracted. In this case, we should subtract both of them. That means 4, no 5. This is 5, right? V is 5. 5 minus 1 is equals to is equals is equals to 4. Like this we form 4. Again for writing 5, 5 has a symbol. Now let us look into 40. Now how do we write 40? Yeah. For 40 is 50 minus 10 is 40, right? Means 40 is less. If you add 40 plus 10, you get 50. For that, we have to write x and l. X is equals to your 10 and L is equals to your 50 over here. 50. So now here this x or 10 is smaller than 50. In this case we have to subtract both of them. Now let us subtract them. You get 50 minus 10, which is equals to 40. Did we get the answer? So it's very easy. Now let us see how to make 400. In the same way, you have to take CD. Now we took D, which is 500. C is 100. Now the C is 100 is smaller than 500, of course. Now we have to do 500 subtracted by 100, which is equals to 400. Yeah, it's like this. You have to remember this and this. The symbols V, L and D are never written to the left of a symbol of a greater value, and they are never subtracted. See, now why is this? Because now let us see. V and X. V is smaller than X. So in this case we have to subtract. V means 5. Now V means 5. And no, 10 minus X means 10. Now 10 minus 5 is equals to 5. In this case, why to do this much? We can directly write 5. Here this already has its own value. Yeah, if you subtract this numbers with other greater numbers, you get that number, means that already has its own symbol. That's why you never write it to the left or subtract it. Now let me take one more example. uh, L. Now L and C, which is equals to 100 minus 50. This is equals to 50. Why to write is LC? 50 already has a symbol, that is L. See, here also we got the 5 symbol only, here also we're getting the 50 symbol only. That's why we never do like that. Now for D also, let us take one example so that it will be clear. D, now let me take D, and more greater than D is M, which is 1000. M. Now 1000 minus 500 is equals to 500. Here also 500 has already its own symbol D. Why to do? That's why we never subtract this. If you want, you can try with more, and if you don't get, you can of course tell me. Hope you understood. It's very easy. Thank you.